So I'm back for coloring the page I drew yesterday. It took a little bit longer to send out all the pages, all the books for the winners of the Epic Christmas Giveaway Extra Book Lottery Draw. But I got them all sent out. I wanted to make sure that I send them out right away so that people are not sitting waiting for them, and because I hate waiting for something. I'm a very impatient person, so I like to get them out right away. So this is what we're going to be coloring. And I think I will be doing a bit more like drawing live, and I might, when we start with the Weirdier Day, I might be moving some live drawing to my Patreon. I'm not sure. I'm only going to have one tire on the Patreon. I was sort of reminded that I had one today because somebody signed up, which is really nice. I'm very happy with that. But I had sort of never done anything on it. And I was thinking maybe because this with the drawing and then coloring is very specific, so I might just do that on the Patreon for the few people who maybe give that monthly tire or something, and then it will be like special and only exclusive to there. That means that the pages I draw on there will only be for those on there. So I'm not quite sure, but I'm thinking about that. I'll let you guys know when I know. But that could be fun. Then they're like, then you can watch me draw and then get the page. But we'll see. I will still be coloring on here. I will do the color video day, and I'll probably still be drawing whenever I feel like it. But I'm just thinking about some options because that could be really nice, because it would be nice for me if I had a few people on the Patreon that would help me keep going. But we'll see. I'm going to be coloring this one. And I'm still undecided which colors I want to use, because I was also thinking about, doing this tip-to-tip method that I like, and I'm not really sure yet. So we'll see. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Danny. Hi, Julie. Nice to see you. It was fun to draw. My daughter was so excited, and she loves drawing the winners. So that was really great, and we got 32 books out, so that's a good beginning of this draw. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And I think I might be doing some colors, maybe doing my regular ones and doing the graduation, because I was thinking about using those nice thick clean brush again. But then I'm thinking this one might be suited for a different kind of coloring, so I'm not sure yet. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you a moment. The link to get it, if you don't already have it, is in the post description, and it's set at 0, so you can get it for free, or you can add a little tip to me, and then I'm gonna share. So if you want to share to like 2 places, or maybe max 3. Don't share too much, because Facebook jail is not a fun thing. So just 2 or 3 places, and I'm just going to share it quickly so that others can join the fun and get a chance to get that page. So I'm just going to share that, and if you were with me yesterday when I drew it, it's of course I printed it in A3 because I like to color in A3, and it also makes it easier for you to see. So I'm just going to go and share it quickly, and then I'll be back with you guys, 2 minutes max. So I'll be back. So I shared it and I am back. So yeah, I'm just gonna put my colors in order, I think. But you know, I don't know. Normally I have no plan, and that is, since that is my normal, that is also what I have today, no plan. So we'll see where it takes us, where the no plan takes us to. And that will be interesting. I'm just putting them in some kind of order here, so that hopefully I will get my plan while I'm ordering this, and we'll be able to move on and start coloring. Now I have them in a nice order of the rainbow as usual, and I think we're just gonna, you see these two, they're both yellows, and I think I'm gonna start with the 44 today. And I think I'm actually gonna do the tip to tip to sort of, you know, do that for fun. And since I wanted to be starting out being yellow and then turn into orange, I'm gonna put the yellow onto the orange. So I'm gonna open the orange, then I'm gonna open my yellow. I open the yellow on the broad tip, then I put it directly on top of the fine tip of the orange, and I let the ink transfer down into the orange tip. I don't mush them together or press them, I just let them touch, and that way the ink will transfer and flow down. And of course this will depend if it's dry or not. It's not dry. So now I just said, like, I'll count a bit. The best is if you have it really like upright and on top of it. You know, not on side. You have to let it dry down. So yeah, I put that into the orange, and then I'm just gonna start down here, and then we'll just see how that works. I'm gonna do this one. And then we'll just continue, and hopefully, now it's yellow, hopefully at some point it'll start turning orange while I'm coloring it. And it'll just gradually turn more and more orange. It's a pretty neat trick, and you can do it with all your different markers. So now you can see that graduated nicely into orange. So I want to graduate that into red. So I'm gonna close that tip on that one. I'm gonna take my red, and then I'm gonna open the fine tip on the red here, and I'm gonna open the chisel tip on the orange, and I'm gonna transfer, and I'm gonna let it, because this is a big drawing, I'm gonna let it transfer. If it's a smaller one you're working on, then you might not want to transfer it for as long. So I'm saying like maybe 10, 20 seconds. If I count to 10, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I probably transferred enough. It's probably a little bit more, but since it's big, it's good to work like that. So now I'm gonna go on, and it should hopefully start with the nice orange. Yes, it does. And it continues up here, and it will slowly but surely develop into the red. And it will be a nice graduation into the nice red that it is in a reel. So you see you have a nice color change going on here. And this is a very nice method, and these are not special pens or anything. These are actually the cheapest ones. So you can see you can obtain quite great results, even though that you don't have the pricey pens. So now I want to make this one, I want to turn it into pink, like a bright pink. I have the pink here. I take the pink, open it on the fine tip. I take the red, take it off, and then I feed that one in here, and I'm gonna count to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's boring to count. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's very boring to count. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's hope I got enough in there. So, you know, now I transferred red into the pink. So it should start with coloring red, and it does. and then it should gradually turn into pink. This actually turns into pink quite fast, so I should have counted a little bit longer, been a little bit more patient, but I'm not a very patient person, so it's not one of my really big trademarks to be patient. But you can see it graduated nicely into it. But also, you know, this one might be a little less dry than the red one was, so that's why maybe it transferred slowly. Hello, and oh, that sounds nice, Kimberly. And hi, Heather. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Walter. I'm coloring with the cheapest markers from the Tiger Shop here. I'm going to graduate this one into, Walter, so I'm going to graduate into a lighter pink. So I have the fine tip of the lighter pink. I take the chisel of the dark pink. I put them together, and I'll just talk a little bit, and then we'll see how far it goes. Because counting is really, really boring. I don't like counting. It's a boring thing to do. So I'm just gonna say that I might have, you know, done it enough or not done it enough, and now we're just gonna try it, and we're just gonna work with it like that. It's something of a process that you get used to and you try a few times, and then you'll sort of have your own time set according to how far, you know, how long it takes before you get the result you want. So it's a trial and error. So now I should be starting with the darker pink and quite fast go to the lighter pink, which I think is nice because there wasn't that much left. But then you see you have a nice graduation the whole way through here, all the way up where it's sort of shifting all the way from that yellow into the oranges, reds and pinks. And it's sort of a very nice flow. So, you know, you might even carry on here with this one. And so you get like a little bit further up, let's say to here. It's not quite at its lightest yet, I think. But now it's great to have it up to here, I think. Then I'm gonna go on to my lighter pink. Yes, you can put the darker color on a lighter color, it's not a problem. There is no issue with that. Then you have the fine tip of the light one. I take the chisel of the darker one and I feed the ink into the light one. I do not mush them together. I don't want to ruin the tip. I just let them touch, and the ink will transfer and flow down automatically, and it will fill this tip, which results in me being able to color with this color first. It's a pretty simple method. And of course the chameleons are perfected to be doing this. They are made for it, but you can do this with others. It is very recommendable that you use the same brand because they might have different resolutions of alcohol and other ingredients. So do it within the same brand, or have a blender from another brand to do it with, just to go light to dark. Now I don't have a blender out at hand right now. So now I'm going to start with this, and it should be coloring the dark pink, and it should be transferring into a lighter pink as we go. So I'm just going to go on and let it get in there. And then after, I will blend this into a light purple. But we have to get to a point where we get to the lighter color. This one I can see that the dark one is very ruling. But it's starting to get lighter and lighter. And it also gets lighter as it dries up. So I hope you catch the flow of this. It's a brilliant, very easy technique to use to obtain some really stunning results that I personally very much like, because I don't like it to be too difficult, complicated. I like it to be easy to work with. So you see that we have it graduating a little bit into a lighter pink. And now I want to go into a light purple. So I'm closing it up, taking my lighter purple with the fine tip up. Then I'm taking the chisel tip of this one. You can also just do it with a fine tip to fine tip. It's not like set in ink how you do it. I just prefer to do it this way because I think it goes a little bit faster. So I'm just gonna put that pink to the purple, because then it will start with using the pink color and graduate into the purple. So that's kind of the trick. And then, you know, I'm just not gonna count because counting is annoying. It was a great day today because I have a friend who used to work here, and he is from Ireland, and he comes back to visit sometimes. And when he comes, he usually just stops by for a couple of hours, and then he's brought presents for Victoria, and he brought me a box of chocolates. Very nice, I like that. And, you know, a couple of beers, and then we have a couple of beers and catch up on things, and that's why I was a little bit delayed today. So we're going to start with this. It's going to start in the pink, and then it's going to move in and become that purple, light purple. So this is a fun way to color, and this is also a fun way where you actually kind of ignore the lines, you know, where you don't have to worry, you know, if it's a small space and you're sitting with it in US letter size and you're thinking, oh my God, how am I going to do each and every one of these? Well, you know, do this instead. Don't worry too much. Don't stress. Just do it. And this is a great way to do that. I think I actually transferred a lot, but it is turning into the purple now. So that is good. And it does graduate little by little. And I think I'm just going to continue because there's too little space left to have a good room for going into the other one. I don't have control of the times because I'm sitting here chatting with you guys and I don't want to be counting. So yeah, you see? So yeah, that looks pretty neat. And that goes from the deep pink up to the light pink to the light purple. And then we're going to go from the light purple to dark purple down here. So we're going to get through this. And we're going to have already some nice results. So I'm just, you know, holding it right upright. And the one on top, I'm also holding upright. That will make the ink transfer much more easily. If you hold it like this, it's not going to work that well. So you have to do like that, 90 degrees, you know? I think it's called 90 degrees. Anyways, I'm just letting that light purple transfer into the dark purple. And I'm going to let quite a lot because I saw the other time that the dark one was ruling a bit more. So I'm going to try to give it a lot of the light purple to sort of, you know, get a nice transition. We want a nice transition here. So I'm just talking, duck, 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 duck. And I can't even smoke because I'm keeping blending these. I'll have to change the system in a minute. But, you know, I'm just doing this on this far one, then we'll see what I do on the rest. You know, we're going to go a little bit crazy on it. And somebody should be in her bed, and she is not. Good night. Bye-bye. Sleep well. She's so nosy. She wants to see you guys and see what I'm doing, and she's very interested in it. So here hopefully it will start with the light. Yes, it does. And gradually it will become darker and darker as I'm using up that light ink from the light purple. And we will get to a point where we will see the darker purple shine through. And that's when we'll change it up again. That's pretty neat, ain't it? I mean, that's a neat way of coloring something like this, like the twisters, because you can still see everything, but you are coloring it in a fun way where you sort of get a really nice graduation. So I think, you know, I'm getting near to the darkest point of this purple. I don't want to overdo it because it will start with the dark purple when I go to the blues. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close it up. And I'm going to do the same as all the other times. I'm going to grab my blue. I'm going to grab the light tip, the fine tip of it. I'm going to take the chisel of the purple one. And, you know, if you have a problem where it doesn't really transfer the color, it's probably because the one you were trying to transfer was drying out a bit. Then it won't work as well. So here we go. We're transferring the purple into the light blue. because that way we will start with coloring dark purple and it will change gradually into the light blue. That is what we're hoping for. There are never any guarantees. Things do happen. Things do go wrong. But, you know, we're just going to do our best. And the most important thing is that we're having fun and we're not getting restricted by lines. We're not getting tied in. We can do whatever we like and enjoy it however we like to. So that is a good point. So I think I transferred enough of that purple into there. I hope I did. Well, if I didn't, I didn't. So we're going to start with this nice dark purple. And gradually we should see that nice purple turning into blue. It's pure magic. It's a very simple method, and I think people have been doing it for years and years. I've seen it, at least, that people have done it before. So now I'm just going to have to, I know that that was a very strong purple, so it will take some time to change into the blue, but hopefully we will get some nice gradients in between. You can see already now it's happening. This stuff is going on with it. It's changing color. So, you know, you can draw it out or draw it in. You know, you have to try and test with your own colors and see how far you can go with yours, how much will. Also, it will depend on your paper. Does your paper eat the ink? If your paper eats the ink fast, then you will have to let them touch each other far longer. But if you are having if you're on marker paper, you'll have to have them touch very shortly because it won't eat the ink. And then I think I'll continue down here because I'm not on the blue yet. So I'm continuing here because I want to get to the point where it's true blue. True blue, I love you. So it's not getting, yeah, I think it's almost on its real blue. So now I'm going to turn that in. So you see, now automatically I've shifted to here. Because, yeah, that just came in handy right there. That's why. So now I'm just going to light up a cigarette because I need that because I was just talking for 23 minutes. So you catch the drift of it, and if you see, I will put up closer so you can sort of see how it just changes. I mean, it's gradual changes, and it works really well, and it produces really pretty results. So I'm going to be transferring this into my light blue here. I always keep, yeah. So here's the fine tip of the light blue, and have this a little bit darker blue here, and I'll just transfer. So yeah, I'll just let them transfer a bit. So this is a really good. I won't really sing, Walter, because I have a horrible singing voice, but I mean, this is a nice thing to know, and if you're in doubt or you are having something where you're thinking, oh my gosh, these lines, they're just gonna kill me, you know, then use this trick and make something else out of it. You can do it. So yeah, I didn't do it long enough, obviously. So it's not as nice a graduation as it could have been, but it will graduate a little bit. Or maybe I just didn't use up all the purple in the other one. I think that might have been the issue, that I should have continued a little bit more with the other blue. And then I think actually I'll just color this to the end because I want to take it to the turquoise down here. Or maybe even, yeah, I think that I'll color it to the end here. And then I'll take it on there because it's got a nice transference. I think it's simply because I didn't continue long enough on this one. It could have graduated much longer. So now I'm going to go and start with this. This is a light turquoise where I'll put my light blue on top of it. Now I've got an Irish accent because I was speaking with my friend. than my accent. My accent has a way of changing depending on who I'm actually talking with. If I'm in a room with somebody who has a heavy accent from a different country, then I kind of adopt the accent. I don't know, it's not something that I do on purpose. It just happens automatically. I don't know, I don't know if it's a skill. It's just it's just me. I remember my ex-husband, he always told me that it was rude that I did it. And I was like, but I'm not really aware that I'm doing it, so how can it be rude? And he's like, yeah, but it's like you're making fun of people. And I'm not making fun of people. I just think that my voice automatically adjusts to the accent, and it's not something that I even think about. So I can hear it afterwards that I will have some specific words that I'll say differently. So I think this is going into that turquoise. Yeah, it is into the turquoise now. We're going to transfer it into the darker one. Sorry, and there I will have to hold it for longer because it's a very dark one, so it shines through quickly, I think. So, and I'm going to have, I'm not having a red wine, I'm having a beer because he brought beers, so. So I'm having a nice sip of no longer cold beer. It was cold at some point, but it's been standing there while we were doing the draft and while I was sending out. Now it's the first time I take a sip of it, so it's definitely not cold because it's been standing there for 1.5 hours. Maybe I should just throw it out and get myself a glass of red wine. That might be more useful. So I'm just letting it transfer for quite a while because I know this dark one will go through quicker. Hi, Ability. Nice to see you. So we are coloring and shifting from color to color. And we're doing that simple style. Very simple, tip to tip method. Very easy to do. And it has very nice, satisfactory results. So I think soon it will have transferred enough, I think, maybe. I just want to make sure that it doesn't turn too dark too quickly. That we get a nice, that we can see the change, you know? So I'm hoping it's enough. I don't really see a change in the tip there, but let's hope. Keep your fingers crossed that this one will not turn dark too quickly. Yeah, it's on the light one now. Yeah, I can see again, I should have continued longer to use up all the blue in the light one. But you know, these are things that when you practice with your own markers, you will get the hang of it and have the flow of how fast they work, and especially also considering the paper, because it will be different. This paper that I'm using is nothing fancy, it's just regular copy paper, cheap one, because I'm on a budget. So I have this paper and it suits me fine, and it suits my markers fine. It doesn't eat too much of the marker. So I'm gonna continue with it here and just carry it on, because it will continue to get darker, and it's nice to see that change happening. And this time I will make sure that I don't stop too early. This is where it's nice to have your color chart from my color companion next to you, so you can see what is the true darkness of this color, because you might have forgotten it. This is a good use of color charts. I think I'm almost into it here. And then I'm gonna turn this into green, I think. This is neat. So I'm taking my green, and I'm gonna do exactly the same. Take the fine tip, and I'm gonna be transferring. Is anyone coloring with me? Who downloaded it? Who is coloring with me? Let me know, I am curious. So now I just got confused for a second. I'm supposed to be infusing the green one with the turquoise one, not the other way around. You see how fast you can get crufty-dufty. in your head. So yeah, I'm gonna put the dark turquoise into the green. You're coloring with me, Heather. That's great. Awesome to hear. It's nice to know that you're also coloring. I'm not just the only one coloring. So this is fun. And yeah, as you already know, I wasn't sure what I was going to do before I started. Which is the same thing as usual. I don't really, it's not easy to plan out because, you know, I have this, what do I feel like in the moment? And yeah, so it might take me a little bit of time. So now I got some of this dark turquoise into my dark green, and then we'll see what happens. Didn't get enough in, I think. But yeah, we'll catch the drift of it. Or I didn't do enough on it before. So hopefully it will turn green before we get to the end, the glorious end. So here you want to go like where you are immediately, because if you like, for instance, color it all the way up, and then you would be not doing the graduation. You see now it's turning greener and greener. It might not be as easy to see on the screen, but it's pretty obvious here. See? Now I'll start with that down here to continue that flow. So I'm reaching into getting this to the true green that it is. And I think I'm almost there here. So yeah, I'm hoping that you guys enjoy this little demonstration, and feel free to share the video, of course. If you want to share the video with others, do so. There's so I'm having the lighter green here, the fine tip, and taking the chisel of the darker green. And I'm transferring that ink into the lighter one by holding it right on top of it. No mushy bushy, no ruining the tip. Just hold it there lightly and let the ink transfer. It will transfer. If your pens are very new and very wet with ink, it will be way faster. These I've used quite a few times. They last a long time. Putting dinner together. That sounds nice. Then maybe you'll be coloring later, Rose. And you're drawing, Walter. Well, download, you have to go to the link and follow the steps there, and then you'll get it. That's, you know, you have to follow the link and then you'll get there. So here you go. I think I transferred enough. I hope I transferred enough. Now we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's not panicky. We are not going for ultimate perfection. We're going for fun coloring time. So yeah, you can see it's turning lighter, and that's pretty neat. You can also do this with water-based markers, but just yeah, keep it within the same brand so that you don't mess up with the different extra ingredients they have in their brands. They might not fit together. And don't worry about the light tip becoming dark, because it will use up the ink and it will go back to its perfect light color that it had to begin with. So there's no worries there. And as you can see, it's changing to become lighter and lighter. So it's doing exactly what we want it to do, which is pretty satisfying, isn't it? I think it's satisfying to see that change come. And I'm going to start down here because I know that this one can go way lighter. The original color of this one is very much lighter green. So we're just going to continue with graduating this one, changing, shifting the color into the true color it has with the ink that it has inside. So this is a fun process, and this is definitely doable. This is not difficult, and you don't need expensive tools to do it. These are, as you already may know if you've seen other of my videos, these are the cheapest markers I can get my hands on, alcohol markers here. You could also do this with Sharpies or Crayolas or anything else, I think. So now I'm going to change that into yellow, I think. I'm gonna see if there's any more comments. There's not so many comments today. You're all focused. I think you're all concentrating. Maybe. Or you're just not in the mood to make a comment and say, hello, how are you? Or, yeah, you know, that's also nice. Then I know I'm not alone. So I'm transferring the light green into the yellow. And I'm just gonna do that for a while, and then we'll see what happens. Thank you, Walter. That's nice to hear. Also, remember to click like or love or something, because then I see those nice little faces in the bottom. And they're funny to see pass by. I see also some angry ones. So there's some people who are angry. You know, we're not all in the best of moods, you know. And they're funny to watch, these little ones. And the likes, and yeah, they're just flowing over the screen. I like that. That's a lot of fun. So yeah. Now it's transferring. I think I transferred it long enough. Now I'm tired of holding it, at least. So we're just going to continue and see what happens. So yeah, we got something going here that is pretty much fun. So yeah, and you can see that it's already a little bit lighter than that green. And it's also something that you can use if you're coloring flowers or dresses, or, you know, it doesn't have to be simple like this. But you know, on something like this, you can actually practice it and get used to it, get a feel of it, know how long it takes, you know, find out how it works on your paper, how it works with your markers. And then when you, for instance, are sitting coloring some pretty flowers or something, a nice dress or something else that you need to do it with fur, you know, like fur of an animal, then you already know more or less how long you have to hold them together, depending on your paper. And I do know that a lot of people like to get very heavy paper. You do have to be careful with too heavy paper if you're working on markers, because the markers do have a tendency that this paper will eat your ink. So think a little bit about that, because it can be costly if the markers are eating all your ink up. Whereas, of course, marker paper is more expensive, but you know, this is regular copy paper and it does not eat it up. Yeah, this is a great way to do, also a great way to shade, you know, because you can, for instance, put some gray into your color. I will show you that in a minute. You can put gray into your color, and then it will put gray in that first pass, and then it will switch into that color. So you can do shading with it. You can, if you have a light blender, you can mix that in and go from a light yellow to a darker yellow, exactly the same as you will do with the professional ones that are made for it. They, of course, are made for it, so they work a lot better with it. But, you know, this is possible. It is possible to do it like this. You're welcome, Haley. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. So now I've transferred some yellow into my orange. I'm actually holding this on a little bit because I know that the orange is more dominant, so it needs a bit more of the yellow. But I can see the yellow on my tip now. So I'm gonna be going here. As you can see, it will start out, and now we'll see how fast I'll use up that yellow. And it will be turning into orange probably on the next one that I'm doing when I start down here. And then I start down here. And yeah, the twisters are a great place for playing around with your colors, playing around with different effects that you then can use on other colored pages later. And enjoy your twisters with the fun effects. And you can see this is now, it's going into that orange, which is really neat. And I will be continuing this one till the end, I think. And then here's a very small, so I want to make that go into red. So I'll have to put just a little bit of orange on my red. I have my red with the fine tip here. I take a chisel because that sort of transfers more ink, I think. With whose pens? I'm coloring with the Tiger twin markers that are from the Tiger store. The Tiger store here in Denmark is the equivalent of a dollar store, more or less. So these are the Tiger twin markers, and the ones that are cheapest for me to get my hands on. And that's why I like them a lot, because they're not too pricey. So see, it starts with orange, but I didn't let it touch so long, so hopefully it will go to a deeper red. It won't be totally going to the deepest part, but it will be going red. So that is pretty neat. You see, that was very fast, and now I just have to make some decisions. So I'm thinking where I'm going to continue now, because I did these parts. I'm going to continue here. And I'm going to continue here, going from yellow to green. Because this one started with a light green, with a light yellow. Maybe I should just have a cigarette. Gel pens. No, this is alcohol markers. I don't really have gel pens. There's not so many gel pens available here, and I have an issue with gel pens, and that is they run out so fast. And since I like to do A3, like a bigger, then for the cost of getting gel pens, then I think it's not really worth it for me. Yeah, I don't use gel pens a lot. So I'm gonna go from yellow to green here. But if I had gel pens, I would do gel pens, but I don't. So I am, yeah, I don't even have a set, I think. I have maybe, my daughter has a glitter gel pen set, but since for my covers and stuff, gel, glitter pens are not good for scanning, and the same goes for neon colors. So if I need to have good scans for my cover work on my books, I don't use that. So yeah, I don't really do that. I'm sure that I would love gel pens if I tried them, and it would be for smaller details for sure. So we're transferring the yellow onto the light green, and I got that going here. So we're going to put that back, and then we're going to hope to get the effect that we are dreaming of, where we're going from yellow to green in a nice swift flow of this twister wave. And it is transferring nicely, and you get all those shades in between the original the color that you fed into it and the color that you're actually having. So it's always a nice transition that has this wow effect, I think. And now I'm just going to continue with this, because I don't think that it's reached its full color stage yet. That's where that color chart could come in handy, but of course I don't have it next to me. It's a typical thing. Normally I would have, but when I'm doing live videos, I tend to forget things. So this is looking pretty good. It's flowing, and I think it's gonna be awesome. And now I'm gonna go to a darker green. So I'm gonna feed the light green into the darker green from the chisel to the fine tip. No mushing, just touching and straight up, and then I'm just gonna let them touch for a while, let the ink transfer. Slowly but surely it will transfer, and we will see magic happening. Let's hope so. I know the dark one rules a bit, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more. And besides, you decide, once you get used to the feel and the hang of how your markers and how your paper works, then you'll also see, you can do some tests. I did that in my color companion, with the chameleon markers, and I will be playing around with those too, because they're really neat. It's much easier to have them touch and do this, because now they don't only have the going from lighter to dark, they also have the new color tops where you can do this that I'm doing now, going from one color to another. See, I didn't let it touch long enough, so I didn't get as neat a transition as I could have if I'd been a little bit more patient. But what I did with the chameleons was that on my color chart, I set like a certain amount of seconds that they were touching, and then I colored so that I could see how long it, you know, how much of an effect I had, which is pretty neat. So you see this one I didn't do it long enough because the shifting is too quick, and yeah, that happens. You know, you'll get used to yours, and that comes with the practice. Everything comes with the practice. So I'm transferring the dark green into my dark turquoise. These are both dark, so I'm just transferring. So if you're looking and you're thinking, what is she doing? And you just got on and you're thinking, what happens? Then I am transferring dark green onto my turquoise and getting ready to color on. I'm not happy about that transition. That messes me up a bit. But it's the way it is. That's how you learn. You learn from your mistakes, and you learn by doing. And that's why color charts and practicing on pieces like this, you know, will help you in the long run. And so now we are hopefully going into a darker turquoise at some point. So this is going to be a neat effect. And if you don't already have this page, I drew it yesterday live, so you could see it from scratch, getting born on the paper. And then I cleaned it, vectored it, and uploaded it to my PayHip shop where you can get it. It's set at 0+, so you can leave me a tip if you like what you are getting, or if you want to support me. And if you're in a financial bad place, you can get it for free. I know what it's like to have bad financial situation. So I want everybody to be able to participate. And I want somebody to go to her bed. Good night. So, yeah, but it seems that she's just, yeah, it's hard not to, well, it's hard to be a kid. Anyways, now I'm going to transition this to light turquoise. So I'm going to take the fine tip of the light turquoise and the chisel tip of the dark turquoise. And this time I'm not going to transfer too much because the dark one does rule more and probably will transfer more. So, but still, you know, I've got some space, but you know, I also got like 3 small spaces, so I would like a transition on those 3. So yeah, I think this is fine. Not too much here because of the darkness. So let's see how that translates. Yes, it is going lighter, but not too fast. And here we go, going on the next one. Let's see how light will it become on the last one. Will we at all get to see the light? Will we see the light? Or will we just start seeing it when we move up here? I think we'll start seeing it here. Yeah. So you see, I didn't even let those touch very long. So you see how much the dark colors can rule over the lighter ones. But you see now it's really starting to shift up, and you see nice color graduation coming in. So this is where you need to get to know your own colors and how they will work with this technique. And what better place to do it than to go and get this page and try it out like I did, like I'm doing. So you see now, I think I'm gonna be shifting this into light blue. And as you can see here, I was shifting the other way around. Now I'm shifting this way around. And there's absolutely no issues with doing that. Yeah, you need to learn how to download. It's not very difficult. You just press the download link and it will get onto your computer. So here's the fine tip and here's the broad tip. But of course it depends on what kind of place you're at, and you might want to try a few times. But usually the download part is pretty automatic. But then of course, do you have a PDF viewer, Walter? And there's some things there. So, but I'm sure that there's also, I mean, I've never had an issue with it at all. It's always been pretty easy process for me to download. So now I've transferred light blue into the light turquoise. And I will, maybe you have somebody who in your family who knows how and can help you, Walter. That would be really, I don't know. Otherwise, I can try to see if I can find a video that can help you later when I finish. And then I can maybe send you a link, or I can make some steps. It's a very simple process. But I do understand if it's the first time, it can be difficult. It's always difficult when you try something the first time. So I will try to help you when I'm done. I can't do it right now because I'm coloring. I'm in a coloring bubble. So this should turn into a light blue if I did it correctly. I think it is turning into another color. I did make it touch a long time because I was talking. That happens. So yeah, now we're getting into that light blue, and I think we've got enough of the light blue to switch it into a darker blue. So we're sort of just floating around on this. Hi, Dawn. You have a huge flow folder. I know. Lots of books. So now that you have so many books, you have to choose your absolute favorites to color first, because there's a lot to choose from now. So yeah, I'm gonna go and put the light one on the darker one, so that we'll start with that light one. And I'm gonna transfer the light one onto the darker tip. Well, there will still be draws. There will be another draw tomorrow and the day after, up until New Year's. I'm not quite sure with the New Year's how it's going to happen, because I did get invited to a friend's house who has a son that Victoria really likes to play with. So thank you, Christy, and nice to see you. So if we are going to go to their house, I might not be able to do it live, but then we will do a video. Oh, look, I missed something there. I'm just going to do that quick. Oh, that's a blooper. So anyways, now I'm going from, we just forget about that one. I'm going from the light blue to the darker blue, and you see I didn't do this long enough. I could have done that longer. But yeah, that's the way that happens. We are testing it, but now we can see that it's changing. It's changing nicely. And you can really play with the effects of this. And I think I want to play a little bit, if you take, yeah, this is nice. So now we got that. And then the natural flow, I think, is to start here. And it will still be turning darker. So that is a nice contrast to get. Very neat. I think this one actually even has a little bit of the purple from before left in it, which is nice. I like purple because that makes it sort of a little bit more corn blue. So now I have that, and now I am going to go and make it purple. So I'm going to transfer this blue into the purple. It's a simple process. Hi, Tina. Nice to see you. Hi, Joanne. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing chameleons, specifically also for the wearies. I'm gonna be doing something with the chameleons because I do have a full set of them. So I will be doing a lot with them. They're much easier to work with than this method, but I want you to be aware of this method because not everybody have chameleons. You know, it's nice to know how you can maybe obtain some results that are similar. You know, it's always nice to know different tricks. I'm going to transfer a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Here we go. Yeah, we'll see if we have enough. So we're going to continue here. And yeah, we are starting on that blue. And then we will continue here and we'll see it hopefully turn into that dark, lovely purple. And it is doing it, and it is not doing it too fast, which is exactly what I wanted. So that is nice. I think, you know, if you do a couple of these, you know, you will have the hang of the feel of how long it takes for your markers to fully transition and become what you want them to be, and how you can work with this effect and your timing. Now I'm going to go up here just a little bit more, because now I'm going to transition this into the light purple. So this is flowing really nicely, except for here where I really screwed up. But, you know, this happens to the best of us. It only happens to the best of us. You know, those people who do it perfect, they're not the best of us. They're not. It's really annoying. So yeah, you have to mess up to have fun. So now I'm transitioning the dark into the light one. Yeah, it does turn out really nicely. Yes, yeah, I think so. I think it's a nice, nice way of playing with effects and getting flows into your drawing. So now I've transferred dark into light. And I might have been doing it a little bit too long, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, how long it will take us. Anyways, we've got plenty of twister waves to play with, so no stress. We're playing here. We are trying it out and getting used to it and seeing what happens and how far we get. And it's a nice transition. And I think actually the longer transition, the nicer. I should try to do this once on the marker paper, just to see how much of a difference there really is. I am quite sure you will get a lot more shades in between. It will take a lot longer to transition from one color to another. So you will have to have the tips touch much lighter, or not much lighter, but much less time. Because the effect will be much stronger, because that paper does not eat the ink. So yeah, I'm gonna just do it a little bit more, because I think it can go lighter even, this purple. So before I start to take it into the pink, the light pink, I'm just gonna let it go to its more natural color, which I think I'm almost about reaching now. So then I'm gonna transition this onto the pink, the light pink, and we're having a flow picture. It's a nice flowy picture. Of course it's nice. I drew it. So yeah, it does work with more water-based markers too. The real point of this is to keep it within the same brand, unless you're blending with a colorless blender. Otherwise, you know, keep it within the same brand. Don't like mix brands together, and do not mix alcohol markers and water markers, because that will mess up everything. So keep it within the brand, and keep water markers with water markers within their own brand, alcohol markers with alcohol markers within their own brand, except if you're using a colorless blender from another set, you know, you can do that. So I've transitioned here, and I put my light one down. I think this maybe, yeah, it is going pretty fast anyways, even though that I did do it quite a lot of time. I am starting with that light purple, and it will transition into that light pink. I'm very happy with how this, you know, how it develops. Also, you have to think, when I immediately lay it down in color, it will lighten up a bit when it dries up. So it's pretty nice. And I think we can go on a little bit longer here. I think it's almost getting there. I think I'll just finish it up, and then we'll start with taking this light pink into a darker pink here. And I think that will work really well. So we have a darker pink here. We have the lighter pink here that will transfer. And I think this is shaping up pretty well. And I'm doing a little bit of technique instead of flat coloring, which I usually do, flat or rainbow. This is still going to be a little bit rainbowy, but you know, there's a little bit of a trick that you can use, hopefully, if you like it. It's very useful on a lot of things. So yeah, I've transitioned. I'm going to put a little bit more of the light one in, this one darker. So yeah, I think this is enough. I hope it's enough. Then we're going to start here. As you see, it starts nice with the light one. And then we'll see how long that will take to transition. Normally when I do the color tests of this kind of thing, I will write down how many seconds they touched so that I can replicate that same way of doing it. But it will still, even though that you do exactly the same seconds, it will still depend on the paper, and it will also depend on the ink in your marker, because if you are getting dry on ink, it will transfer less, and if you're wet on ink, it will transfer a lot more. So there are variations and things that will play in every time you do it, so you can't be 100% sure you get the exact same result. So now I think I'm gonna get this into my dark pink, because this is actually already looking dark pink. So I'm gonna get my darker pink here. I'm gonna put the lighter pink in it, and hopefully we will get a nice flow out of that. Oh, touchy. So transitioning, transferring. These markers are from the Tiger store here in Denmark. I know that there's Tiger stores in other countries too, but it's the equivalent of a dollar store. So these are the cheapest alcohol markers there are. And I wanted to show you with them, because I want to show that it's possible with cheap materials to also get nice effects. I think that's important to know. So these markers, yeah, and know that I think both England and I think all over Europe you have Tiger stores, but I also think they even opened one in China or something. And I do think they opened one in the US somewhere. But the cheaper markers will usually have been manufactured in the same factory, actually. They will just have different branding. That's why you have to also be careful when you're buying, that you're not actually buying 5 sets of the same one with just a different branding on it, which is kind of annoying. So I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna bring that into red, I think. Now, so it's developing nicely. The flow of this drawing is pretty neat. It's good for coloring. And if you are looking at this and you don't know me, I drew this, and there's a live video where I drew this actually last night. I will get to the yellows and oranges. I'm getting there. And they are really great. That's sort of the best combination you can do, for sure. Yeah, the Action Shop, that's exactly, it's the same. And the ones they have in the Action Shop, you can also use for that. So, yeah, perfect, gotcha. So, yeah, I just got this there. So, this pink will turn into red in a bit. But on the way it will get different shades, and that's a fun thing to play about with. So this set which I have, they come in, you buy 3 at a time of different colors. I think there's a total of, right now, there used to be 18 colors, but I think there's a little bit more because they also have some grays and some browns, black. So you can also go any color black from any color. So this is neat. Just gonna go up here. And now I'm gonna transition this to orange. It's looking good. So anyways, yeah, I drew this one live yesterday. So on my page, you can find me drawing it live. You can see how it became from a black page to this drawing. And yeah, I did that yesterday. And in the post description, you can find a link where you can get it for free. And it's set at 0+. So if you feel like it, you can leave me a tip and help me be able to keep staying creative and draw and create new images for you guys and videos and everything. So yeah, now I've transitioned some red into this orange. I think actually I probably gave it a little bit too much, but that's the way it is. So we'll see how long it will take before it will really become orange. No, it's not too much. It was actually too little because the orange seems to have more ink in it than the red had. So not too bad. I could have actually held it a little bit longer. But now we'll see how long it takes before it gets into a lighter one. Because you see here, it actually took a long time to go into the red. It didn't here. I'm just going to give it a little bit here. So, yeah. So I'm going to transfer that into yellow in a minute because that's enough. So, yeah, I didn't held it long enough, and that's what you have to experiment with, how long you have to hold it. So now I know that I would have to hold the red on the orange way longer in order for it to transition slower. So yeah, now I'm transferring the orange into the yellow, and then we should hopefully go from orange to yellow, and not too fast. It's nice to see how it works in between. Hey Danny, nice to see you. You're welcome, Susie. So yeah, it's a nice thing to work with, and I kind of like this method a lot because it gives you some options. So we're starting with the orange here, and then hopefully it will turn into yellow. And I do want to also show you some other stuff of what you can do. Maybe we'll do that inside, but I'm not sure. We'll see what happens, how I feel like with the whole coloring is going. Might leave those shading things for another video, as to not ruin this coloring that's going on here. Then I'll do it on another one. We'll have to see if I find one that we can color tomorrow. I haven't looked yet because I was busy all day. So yeah, you see the yellow is going nicely. slowly into the yellow, which is neat. It's a neat transition, I think. So it's just playing with it, but I can also feel that a lot of these are getting a little bit dried up, whereas this effect is easier to do when they're not as dry, then you don't need to hold them as long. So I'm just going to finish this off with the yellow here. So let's see. Now we got that. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4 sections left. And I think that now I have to think about where we're going to start. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to have a ciggy then because I just coughed. Then I think I need one. So now I don't know what I'm going to do in those other. Here. Let's see. Maybe I should go from pink or purple to pink here. From purple to pink. That would be nice, I think. Sorry. I'm still a little bit constipated. So maybe I could, or maybe we could do something more surprising. Maybe why don't we go from, let's see if we take the yellow and the red and just go from yellow to red. What do you say about that? Let's see that. So we have the red and we transfer yellow onto the red. We're just going to do some double takes, a little bit different, you know, because now we've been doing this and you already got like the idea of how to do that. So let's take it a notch up. So we're going, instead of going from red to orange or from orange to red, we're going directly from red to yellow. So let's see, then it will create those oranges between for us. I hope so. Let's hope that we will see that. That could be nice. And yeah, I think I've transferred it off. Maybe just a little bit more because the yellow is a lighter color and dark does have room more. Don't mush it, don't like pressure it, just let it touch, the ink will flow. No ruining the tips. And yeah, now we'll see here. I think I'm gonna do that on here. So you see it's starting with the yellow. It's going to darker yellow. And yeah, now it's almost orange. We're starting down here, now it's orange. And it's going darker. It's because now it's mixing with the red. And this is a pretty nice. So you see, we're going orange now. And darker orange, almost into tangerine orange. I think we'll be going into vermilion red now, yeah. So you can see you can get like a really nice graduation, and you didn't, without an orange, just going from the yellow to the red. So you see over these three, we've gone from a light yellow to a darker red. And we can go on here, and it will just be darker red. Now I think we've almost used up all our yellow, and we're into the true red of this one. So this is a pretty neat change, because we just fed yellow into this red, and we're going through all these shades. So that's a pretty neat. So let's go with, I have to sometimes scroll here so I don't miss. We can go yellow to purple. Let's do that. Great suggestion. So we're going to take our purple here. Nice, I love suggestions. That's cool. And we're going to take our yellow here, and we're going to transfer that on to our purple. And we're going to hold it I think we're going to have to hold it for quite a while because this seems to be a very strong purple. So I'm going to be holding it for a while. And I think we're going to play with that here. Or maybe here. I don't know. Or maybe, yeah, well, I don't know. Now I'm in a doubt where I'm going to play with it. But it will come to me once we've transferred enough of the yellow. I think I'm going to have to hold it on for a little while to get enough of effect so that it won't just be boom, purple. So we're just letting the yellow flow into the purple. I think it has to flow even more because that purple is very strong. It's very demanding. So I think this is beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. Oh no, Christmas is over, isn't it? So, and I got that song stuck in my head. Let's see. I can see the tip is turning yellow. So let's try and let's see how long it lasts. And I think I'm actually going to do that here because it's starting out yellow and we are transitioning. I can see it getting a darker yellow, but not too dark, and we'll see where it takes us. This is a fun way to experiment and see where this can take us. And you can see now it's actually turning into a kind of orangey. Not the same vibrant orange as the other one. It's more dull orange, and we start down here and we'll see it takes us to a darker place. And it's taking us into like a more burnt sienna, and it's going darker to like a dark Bordeaux. It's very nice transition. Great suggestion, Dawn. Then we will. And now we're going into the more purpley burgundy, more like red wine. It's a very fruity red wine, not like a dark rich one. And then we're going now, it's going to be more purpley. You can see how many shades, how many different colors you're getting in between here. It's a very interesting flow, no? And we're still not into the real purple of this one, because the real purple of this one lies in between here. So you can see you're getting like quite a lot of kick out of this one. So that's a nice, nice way to use it. Very good suggestion. Let's see if we have a next suggestion for which colors we're gonna do. Lots of different colors come out of this one. Very nice. I think we are almost into how this one is for real. Yeah, I think we are there. So maybe we should take this one into, maybe take it into a green. Or maybe take it into a turquoise, a light turquoise. That could be fun. Or light blue. I'm gonna take it into really light blue. So I'm gonna put the purple on to the light blue and see where we get, if we get down here. That could be fun. So I'm transferring purple onto the light blue, and then we'll see where we get from there. I'm gonna do it for a while so that we can get lots of different shades out of it, hopefully. See what happens. So good night, Tina. Sleep well. Yeah, it's 1:45 a.m. here. So get some C's and I'll talk with you tomorrow and see you. Have a nice evening. Good night. So yeah, I'm transferring for quite a while because I want to see it transition really well. But you see, that was a lot of interesting colors we got in between that mix. So let's see, now we've transferred quite a bit. So that should be enough. So I've got my colors messed up here. So we should be starting with our purple. And since I did hold on for longer, it should be coming into all kinds of shades. or, you know, transition slowly. It's going really slowly, but I can see a change when it's drying up. I think on the camera it will be more difficult, but you will see it when it's drying up, and I'll hold it up to you. You'll see the change that's coming through. And this fits quite well with the transition I'm about to make here into this one, where we're going to go up, and now it's going to be starting to turn lighter and lighter. And don't worry about when you put a dark one on a light one that it will stay on. No, you will color it out of it. It won't stay on. That is why you have to stay within the brand, because if you might have a brand with a different resolution of the mixture inside, then you might have issues with this. So here you can see you're going to a lighter purple now, and I think you will continue to do that until you will be going into that light blue at some point. And if this was marker paper, not regular copy paper, then this transitioning would be taking a long time, and you would be thinking it's never going to transition because it won't eat the ink. This is not even eating a lot of ink, so, but it will surprise you the difference. And here you get more tones coming up before you will get to that true blue. Baby, I love you. Yeah. So this is fun. I think this has been fun coloring today with new tricks and new combinations. I think we'll be able to go on for quite a while before we get to the true color of this one, which will suit me because then we can get all the way up there here, and sort of then it will line up with this, so that actually fits pretty well, I think, because we're not into the true color of this one yet at all. So let's see if we're gonna even get there. I think we're getting much closer now to where this color is originally. So you can see that you can really play with it and have awesome effects with it. And I like to do this on lots of different things. And I don't even think we reached the full color of this one yet. So I don't know if we're gonna maybe take it all the way over here and see, because I like to get back to the real color of it. I think we are getting there now. But why not then take this one to pink? We could do that. Take this one to this pink. Let's try that. Unless I see some other suggestion. So yeah, I'm gonna take this light blue and turn it into pink and see what happens in between. We'll probably get some purple shades. So yeah, this twister is turning out to be a twisting experience of wavy twister fun with lots of colors in between. The worst thing about BA is you have to pee. That's why red wine, a glass of red wine is good, but you know, my friend brought beers. So, and we did have 2 beers each before he left. It was so nice of him, so considerate and nice and thoughtful that when he comes here from all the way from Ireland, that he's bought presents for Victoria, and he just stops by and has nice presents with him for her. So that's very nice. So yeah. So now we'll see. This is a blue, gonna turn into pink at some point. I did held it down a bit, so let's hope we get some nice, interesting shades in between. Don't know how long it will take because this pink is pretty strong. It does have a lot of ink in it. But you know, you see here it's turning into a nice purple. Nice purple here too. So yeah, you're definitely getting some kicks out of it. And it's definitely not into its real pinky color at all yet. Still far from it. So you can sort of go on for quite a while to shift and shade. And I think we'll start to be able to see where this one is heading for its natural color soon. It's not there yet. It's getting closer. I think it's almost there. We actually take it to the end because then we will get there and have used up all of that blue. So that was a nice one. Yeah. So maybe we should try to take it, take this one and turn that one into the dark turquoise. So we're taking the turquoise, we're taking the fine tip of the turquoise, we're going to transfer our pink into that dark turquoise, and then we'll see what happens. So I'm thinking that this is a fun coloring. It's not the prettiest, but we've done a lot of fun things in it. But it's not ugly either. But you know, it's a nice way to see how you can play with it. So we're gonna put quite a lot of pink into it because I know that that turquoise is very strong. So we're just gonna hold it on here. Now it let go. And then we'll see tomorrow if there's more winners. There will be more winners because we did 27 plus a bonus 5. Tomorrow is 28, so I'm counting on 28. Then we'll see if my daughter wants to do a bonus. She most likely will. So if you were in the Epic giveaway and you missed some books, but you have to have at least gotten one book in the Epic giveaway from the 1st to the 24th, then you're eligible to enter in the Epic Extra Book Lottery to get those books that you missed. So you enter by going to my page, and on the pinned post there's a video, and you can enter the books you missed in the comments. There's a description on the video post of how to do it. Either write the date, December this and this date, or write the book title, or both. Both is perfect. And preferably one comment per book, because then I have them nice and separated. If not, you can also do them all in one comment, but that's how you do it. But remember, you are not eligible to enter unless you already got one book at least in the Epic giveaway, that you were a part of it. And if you weren't, don't despair. I will be doing other giveaways and other stuff. A Weirdy a Day, Color Weirdy a Day is starting on January 1st, where I will be coloring a Weirdy a Day, and I will be looking for guest hosts so that I won't be the only one coloring. So any guest host could be an artist who has a book they want to present. So if you're an artist and you've made an awesome coloring book that you want to show off, then you know you can become a guest host to color Weirdy, and you can also show your book after you color. You color the Weirdy, you present your book, and if you're a colorist, and you have to, the one thing that you have to be able to do, well, there's 2 requirements. You need to be able to speak English, because you know it's international language, and most of the viewers will understand English, so that's kind of important. And as you see, there's a lot of purple shades between that pink and the dark turquoise, because we haven't even gotten into reaching dark turquoise yet. It's all purple right now. So let's see where that takes us, because it's still purple, it's still purple, it's still purple, it's still purple. So now we're going to take it and we're going to shift it down from here. And see, I think it'll take us to more bluish before it takes us to the actual turquoise. So it's taking us to a darker indigo blue, I think I would call this. Yeah. And then I'm going to, you know, continue this flow upwards. Just to continue in the line. It's going darker now, but it's still not shifting into that dark turquoise. Interesting, but it is a total different color. So now we are here, and then we'll see when it's coming into this color. It's more like a dark jeans color thing. You can actually see it. Where can we see it? We can see it here. That color that it is right here, like between the green and the light green. So it's making a lots of shades for us. And remember that started over here with that pink. So yeah, it's transitioning. I'm not really happy with it, but it is transitioning. It's doing so very slowly. Ah, now it's coming. The green is coming through. Yeah, I think that's fine. So, you know, that's a lot of dark shades that we went through here. And now I think I'm going to shift that into, let's shift it into yellow. We're going to feed this into the yellow one. Yeah. And see, then we'll probably get lots of nice greens in between. I'm going to hold this to the yellow. And then I'm going to see if there's any new comments. There are. Thank you, Julie. With the Weirdies a Day, to be a guest host, you need to be able to do the live video. But to participate, anyone can participate and share their colors. So everybody who's participating is a part of it. But to be guest host, you need to speak English and be able to do a live video, because I won't be able to color every evening for the Weirdies. It's not realistic that I can do it every day for 300 for a whole year. So that's why I'm looking for guest hosts that can sometimes host it instead of me, that can color instead of me sometimes. But everybody that participates do not have to be able to do video. They only have to color and follow along and have fun. But to be a guest host, you need to be able to now I've transferred enough, I think. You need to be able to do the video so that people can see you color it. And that's why I'm saying that both artists and colorists can enter as guest hosts, and artists will be able to present a book if they have a book out. If they have 10 books out, they might want to guest host 10 times. It won't be right the same, you know, every day for 10 days. It will be different people for different days. If people say that they want to do it, they can do it. And for the artists, there is that added bonus that they can present their work to everyone. Also, but just one book per Weirdy colored, and colorists can also go in and host a show if they want. So that is sort of that. Yeah, it's the same thing as what I do now. Just sit and color and maybe share a few of your own personal tricks and what you do or what you like. And if you don't have any tricks, just color, and you know, that's it. But to participate in the Weirdy a Day, color Weirdy a Day, there's no requirements at all. You just participate and have fun. You know, it's only for the host thing that you need to be able to do video and also maybe, you know, speak in English. Maybe, you know, you don't need to speak so much. You can just say hello. My English is very bad. I'm gonna be coloring, and then you can maybe mention the colors or the material, show the material that you're using, you know. So you can see you're getting lots of nice greens in between here when you're going from that turquoise to the yellow. It's a lot of nice greens that will just go lighter and lighter. And I think that's also a very nice transition. But definitely the way where we went from yellow to purple, we got some really nice colors in between. So that's another interesting thing. If you have maybe a small basic set of colors, of markers, you can actually create everything in between. If you have, you have to have a yellow, red, blue. You have those three, you can more or less create everything in between. Like this, normally you will say it's a cyan, a magenta, and a yellow. And that is what you can create all the colors from. And then if you want them to be darker, you have a blacks or grays that you mix in between blacks. And you have a whites that you can make pastel-y. So, you know, there's color theory. I did a lot of that in the art school. I spent years on using magenta, cyan, yellow, and mixing them together to get all shades of the color scale. So I spent years on that. It's a big thing when you are in art school. So yeah, far from what we have now with all the markers and etc., where you have every shade. I don't even think we're gonna reach the true yellow of this one. Maybe if we're lucky, if we're lucky, if we're lucky. Heat up a bit, heat up a bit, heat up a bit, heat up a bit. No, we're not gonna get to the real yellow of this one, because now this is the end, the glorious end, the end. We didn't get to the real yellow. And I don't really have a piece of paper right next to me, and I don't want to do it on the back because then you'll be able to see it through. You see, this is also quite a pretty picture. When you turn it around, then you have something else. So yeah, we actually colored it. Now I'll have to remember that this is still, now I'm gonna dry it off until the yellow comes, because otherwise next time I want to use it as a yellow, then I'll get a little shock. So I'm just gonna get a little bit yellow on my hand. This is nice, isn't it? Yeah. So I think I wore off the green now. So now I have like a hand that looks like, I don't know. It's funny, but I think it's off. Now it's back to the real yellow. So now next time I won't get a shock. Then we should probably just no, but anybody can participate in a weird day. So don't worry about that. Sorry, but now that I made the background, I sort of kind of had to do this just so that it fitted a little bit. Otherwise it would look weird if I just have like yellow marker all over my hand without anything to sort of distract from that. So yeah, this will sort of conclude this video. So I'll be saying goodbye soon, and I'll try to find a drawing that I can upload for us to color tomorrow, and I'll post it, and then we'll do a little heart here. This is fine. And we'll just do like here. I'll probably need to take a bath tomorrow anyways. You know, I kind of do that every day, so it's not like a new experience for me. But you know, this will go off. Might not go totally off because it's in the first go, but then you just scrub it a bit, and then you're fine to go. Besides, it's always fun to draw on one's hand. It's something that I've always done. And it happens a lot when I'm drawing. So anyways, that was it for today. And it was nice being here with you guys. I hope you had fun. And I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow we will be making another draw, me and my little beautiful assistant, my daughter, for more winners. So there was more who will get the books they missed out on. And I will try to find a page that we can color tomorrow. And I'll be back tomorrow. So good night. Sleep well. The bath is not going to be, that will be tomorrow. So this will probably transfer onto my bed linen and my cheek. I'll be sleeping with it on my cheek, and then I'll have like a tribal pattern on my cheek when I wake up. That'll be fun. Anyways, good night all. Sleep well, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I did. So bye-bye. Oops. That, you see, this one is very close to the end of the table. So my tripod went down with my camera. So here you go. Now I'm going to say goodbye for real. It was just right on the verge of the table. So, okay. Woo! Nothing happened. You know, just a little bit. Boom. So I have to find another setup. I have to find another way to set up my camera, because it's also annoying to have those legs right by my head. So, well, I'll think about that. And see you tomorrow. And look out for my post about a new page, because there will be a new page coming up soon. Bye-bye.